I'm here with Mr. Antron Rearden. I'm so thankful that I was able to get you at a time where you could conduct this interview, because you constantly stay busy all the time, gigging, performing at places. So I'm so thrilled that I was able to track you down. For the listeners that may not know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from?
Yeah, my name is Antron Rearden. I've been playing saxophone since 1985. I am a native Colombian from Columbia, South Carolina, 46 years old, and I just enjoy music. Music is life. Life is good.
And how long did you say you've been playing music?
I've been playing saxophone since about 1985. I started in the 6th grade. I actually later picked up flute in the 10th grade, and then I picked up clarinet when I started college.
And what college did you attend?
I attended Winthrop University.
And that's where I met you.
Yeah, but before that, because I actually went to Brevard College with which is now Brevard University, with a mutual friend of ours, Mr. Benny Gandy.
That's right.
And then I left, and Benny's footsteps left Brevard and went to Winthrop.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. And old Benny, man, I'm trying to get him on camera. So, hopefully in a couple of months, I'll be able to, get him and interview him and talk about his success story. So, with your music, what actually got you into playing the saxophone?
So, man, this is kind of cool. I can remember hanging out with my father one night. We were watching TV together, and all of a sudden, the Sanford and Son came on TV, and I said, "Pop, what is that?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" I say, "That instrument that's playing the theme song, I like it." He said, "Well, that's a saxophone." I said, "Well, can we get one of those?" And I must have been about 6 or 7, and he's like, "Yeah, but you're not old enough. Maybe later on in life." And I held him to it, because when I got in the 6th grade at Alcorn Middle School, I was like, "Yeah, remember what you said?" And everything's kind of a blur, man. It just went so quickly. That's what I did.
So your father was a great inspiration for you getting into it, as well as the theme song from Sanford and Son.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's great, man. So what was life like growing up for you down in this area?
Well, I was fortunate, man, because the music programs that I went through in my public schools, I had some really good teachers, very good teachers. I went to more than one middle school because I got caught up in when they rezoned us. But each teacher I had instilled some different things in me. And Mr. Willie Lyles, who was my high school band director, happens to be the biggest influence because he has such an eclectic taste in music. He exposed me to everything: country, jazz, rap, rhythm and blues. And he always made sure that we were able to do some hands-on things, going out to play places or going out to see other people play. And that was really, really, really big on me, and a big influence on me, getting me to where I am today.
Now, is he still around?
Yes, he is. In fact, we play in a big band together, and I feel fortunate enough to actually share the ranks with him, playing with him. I never thought that I would actually be on his level, but man, this guy, he's a really big influence on me, man. And I'd like to think that he is very proud of what I've become and what I've done.
And what's the name of that band that you play with?
The band I play with him, it's a fairly new band. It's called the Riverland Band. It's a big band. It's a nonprofit organization that is was started by a good friend of mine by the name of Cap James. And basically, we are going out playing places like nursing homes, assisted living centers. We do church functions. The theme of the band is to play it forward, or play it forward. And we're just trying to get back to people, especially during times like this where, COVID and people are down, and a lot of things are kind of going south for some people. So it's what we're doing, man, trying to give back to the community.
Oh, that's excellent, man. That's excellent. That's absolutely excellent. And you've played some cruise ship gigs as well, right?
Yeah, I've done some cruise ships. Worked for Paradise Cruise Line for the Grand Celebration. Man, I got to travel and play with several bands throughout North Carolina and South Carolina. My first gig out of college was the Tommy Dorsey Big Band.
Wow.
I played second alto, which was Buddy DeFranco's book, and I actually got to play with Buddy Morrow, who actually played with Tommy Dorsey.
Wow.
So I did that, man, for a while, and it was a cool gig, man.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that. Well, how was that experience traveling and performing with those guys?
I lived on a Greyhound bus, and it was interesting, man. I getting to sit down and talk with Buddy Morrow was really, it was a dream come true, because he would tell me stories about Frank Sinatra. Mm-hmm. And one time, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but he told me a story about Buddy was saying that Tommy was having problems making payroll for some of the band people, and some people made sure that things got put in place. But yeah, it was an interesting thing. He told me some stuff about meeting Duke Ellington, and just some of the other big band greats, man. And it's like, get to talk with this person here and pick his brain, man.
Wow.
First-hand experience.
Oh, that's incredible, man.
And which is cool, because I cut my teeth, I think, playing big band music. Wow. From the time when I was in high school, I was staying after school for a band rehearsal, after marching band rehearsal, and my mom hadn't got there to pick me up yet. And we had a big band that would come and rehearse in my high school every Monday. And I was sitting there on the sidewalk waiting for my mom, and this older gentleman comes with me, goes, "Hey, I hear you play baritone saxophone." I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "Why don't you come take your horn out and sit in with my big band, let's play. And I'll tell your mom what's going on." I said, "Well, cool." This gentleman his name was Eugene Dykes.
Right.
He had a big part of my musical upbringing. I sit in that day, and I'll never forget it. He told me, says, "You will always work, and I'm going to make sure you get taken care of." And from then on out, man, I played my first professional gig in the 9th grade.
Wow.
And I was always surrounded by older musicians, but yeah, Gene and his big band, and he kept me working. It wasn't a lot of money, because you're trying to play a 22-piece big band and a vocalist, but the experience, to be able to play with older guys that have done so much. Gene was he was a musician, he was in the Navy in World War II, and he was in the Air Force as well. So he left the Navy and went to the Air Force. So yeah, man, just hanging out with him, and man, my musical upbringing. The sad thing about it was, while I was out working on a cruise ship, he passed away, and I did not get to attend his funeral. There were so many things I learned from him, but like I said, I cut my teeth playing big band music. That's why with the Riverland Band, I'm really excited about it, because that's what I like to do. I love playing big band charts.
Right. And with you playing with some of the big time performers, you've played with some of the local folks. One in particular that we went to college with is Tam Browning.
Yeah, Tamara Browning. Yeah.
Tell us about on the cruise ship.
Yeah, right? It was on. Well, she came in town. She booked me for the cruise ship. She was the agent, and it was a good little gig, man. I mean, I loved it. You meet all kind of people. I met a lady. Her and her significant other, they trained dogs for President Obama. Just all kinds of people from different countries, different walks of life. Really good experience, man. It opened my eyes to a lot of different cultures. But then, Tam came in town for a gig here. She was playing for somebody in Columbia. She asked me to come and play with her, man, and that's a blast. 'Cause I've heard her sing, but I never got to work along beside her, man. That was a pretty big treat, for me.
Now, did you ever get nervous when you started meeting those big time performers and playing with them?
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why. I feel that if you're not nervous, you shouldn't be doing it. Because I think the day that you become lackadaisical, or you just think that it's just another gig, you're too comfortable with it and you're not learning. And yeah, you may want to do something else. I'm nervous every time I get on the stage. It just keeps me sharp.
And how do you normally overcome that?
Well, some people may grab a drink, or some people may indulge in other substances. I just have to walk away and take a deep breath say a silent prayer and try to make sure that it happens. I try to, just self-control, discipline. Hey, listen, what won't kill you will only make you stronger. So I just do it that way.
Exactly. And with all the things that you have going on musically, staying busy on the road all the time, working here at your job here, how do you balance your music performances and your music life with other obligations in your life with this job and everything?
Well, I have things I like to do. I love music, and I believe music is a universal language. Wherever I go, I may not be able to speak the language with some people, but I pull out my instrument and it speaks for itself. We can hold a conversation, whether it be a saxophone and a ukulele or a saxophone and a kazoo. I'm going to have a good time, but I have things I like to do. I'm an outdoorsman. I like to fish. I love gardening. That's like one of my big things. I love getting out in the garden because when I was a little kid, my dad had, my parents, we had like a little small, kind of say like farm. We raised chickens, pigs, and goats, and turkeys, and I'd get up, help my pop slaughter the hogs or butcher pigs, and then he liked the garden. So it just kind of, that's one of them things that was ingrained in me. Hey, I like being outside, and it's stress. You get, it relieves stress. You get to see things happen, starting with nothing and seeing it blossom into something.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I kind of grew up similar from the country. I'm an old country boy too.
Yeah.
I know you talked about your dad a little earlier. Are there any family members outside of your dad or anybody that's musical like you?
My older brother Reggie played saxophone, but it wasn't much. And I had a brother Andre who played trombone, but it wasn't really much he stuck to. My sister Precious, she played clarinet, but they all just did it in passing, an elective in school. Precious might have done marching band, but no one, it just didn't stick with them like it stuck with me.
Right.
I kind of knew that I wanted to do this early on.
So you knew that right off the bat, just after picking up that instrument, getting out there doing it, and just fell in love with it.
Yeah, because I would do stuff that other kids around me wouldn't do. Like, I necessarily wouldn't practice, but I would sit down with TV, and if something came on TV, I would try to play along with it. I would use my ear to try to pick up commercials or TV show theme songs. That's what I did, and I'd be back at school, kids would be like, man, that's cool. You have the sheet music for that? No, I just learned it. I would go to Keenan, W.J. Keenan in my high school, Keenan Raiders. I would go to the marching band rehearsal, and I would watch my sister on the field, and they would be playing stuff like I remember they were playing Cameo's Word Up.
Right.
Back in, I was 88 or 89, 88. And I'm sitting there on the sidelines listening. I went back home and I learned it. Because they were doing it. I went back to W.G. Sanders Middle School, and they were like, man, dude, where's the sheet music? I didn't. I just learned it by ear. I'd sit there. I knew the fingers. I knew the sound of the instrument. So
right.
That's what happened.
Wow. And obviously we're talking about success, and obviously you've had a lot of successes, met and played with a lot of famous folks. What is your definition of success?
You know what? It's kind of hard to say, man. If you're living a positive life and you're doing good, and what I mean by good is, you're able to get up, make an honest living, and leave a positive impact on the people around you. I think you're being successful. And the people you come in contact with, leave you as a better person, and you are able to leave them as a better person. The mutual exchange, I think that's success. Not having a whole bunch of stuff doesn't make you successful, but just like I said, being able to experience different things, stepping outside of the box, and going different places, and I don't have all the money in the world, but I'm happy. With I'm fortunate enough that my instrument has paved the way for me to go places, do things, and don't get me wrong, I've had my ups and downs, because I actually worked in a cubicle. I for a while there, I didn't stop music, but I went back to school and got another degree. I had I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not always been roses. I had a little bit of a bout with depression. I lost my dad, and so I kind of started feeling a little bad about uneasy about some of the things I was doing. And the thing I realize now is I should have asked myself when my father passed, what would he want me to do? But instead, I looked at my circumstances that I was in at the time, and I was like, you know what, man, music is fun, but I need to get some insurance. I need to do some other things. And I worked in a cubicle for 5 years. And I would not trade it because I learned something. And through the job I had, I picked up a little side hustle. But I went through some things, and I look back at that, and it makes me appreciate what I have now.
Right.
I call myself walking away from the music, but through the evil or could be good thing, social media. I see friends on Facebook gigging in other parts of the world, and I was like, man, you know what? I play just like them. I can do this. Right. But I kept, going through that daily grind of going into the cubicle working. And finally, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Right.
And I said, God, I'm going to do this.
Right.
It's going to have to happen, and I'm going to do it. And so I quit my job August the 29th, 2016. And I had some, money saved up and some vacation time. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as I quit my job, a hurricane came along, and all the gigs I had on the book started to dissipate. And I'm like, oh God, man, did I do right? But you know what? I'm here today.
Right.
And I'm still rolling. I'm rolling through Corona. Absolutely. Rolled through hurricanes. Absolutely. I rolled through cars breaking down on me. I'm still here. And I believe this is what I'm supposed to do. And it's funny. You ever seen the, it was a movie, I forget the guy's name, but he was supposed to be doing something for God. He was supposed to be building an ark.
Yeah.
And God had him looking scraggly, and he was dressed in a robe, and every time it would cut his hair, it would come back, and he just looked like Noah.
Right.
Okay. And it's like he fit that Bilbo. I kind of looked at myself every day going in a cubicle, and I had the facial hair, the goatee and all, and I was like, man, I look like a musician stereotypically. And no matter how much I shave this hair, whatever I do, I have that look, and I've got that feeling inside. I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing, so here I am. Doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's great. And you said some earlier that was key. Basically, because your dad passing away and you going through the depression, it got you down. You're basically down.
Yeah.
But you found a way to pick yourself up, to motivate yourself. You saw things that got you back into it, that pushed you forward. And that's very key to people that are listening, because a lot of people deal with things just like what you did, but sometimes they don't know how to turn that around to make it positive. They may stay in that, that slump or that negative place. But I know that your words are gonna inspire someone to
well, man, I was reading, I think I might have been on my lunch break in my car at my other job, and I was reading this it was a magazine. I don't remember which one. It was just a magazine I had in the truck. It might have been something I picked up from my mom from the post office to take to her. It was Oprah magazine, and Oprah had a quote in there that says, "You shouldn't let your circumstances determine your passion."
Exactly.
And I mean, when I heard that, I just kind of had to sit there and pause for a minute, because I was having fun as a musician. I loved being a musician. But when my pops passed, that really threw me a curveball. And is this what I'm supposed to be doing? I started questioning myself. And I'm sitting here, and when I read that quote was just so, it was powerful. And I was like, man, you know what? I wasn't in a bad spot. It was mental. I put myself in that spot. There was nothing wrong with me when I was doing what I was doing at the time. My mind just started going other places. And now, you know, I don't want to do this, and I'm just going to walk away from it. And I did. I gave myself a game plan because I had a car payment, I had bills to pay. I wasn't making bad money, but I needed to get back to what I was supposed to be doing.
Right.
And sure enough, it was a little rocky at first, but it levels out.
Absolutely.
And I'm fine.
And like the Bible says, if you work in your gift,
yes,
it will make room for you.
Correct. That is correct.
And that's exactly what happened. You worked in you got back to your gift, and look at you now.
And I'll tell you something else. I believe that what I did was supposed to take place, because I've run across some people while I was in that slump that have actually influenced my life, and have been a guy, you know, I've had them as guys. My bishop, Caldy Parrott, you know, I met him while I was going back to school for computers, and he's been a big influence in kind of pushing me along and inspiring me to do things. And so it's like, I think everything's happened for a reason. Right. Because if it, you know, when my pops died, I stopped doing church.
Right. Right.
It was like, I can't do it. I wasn't really inspired. Right. But this guy comes along, I need musicians for my church. Can you help me out? I said, sure. And I showed up with the plans of helping him find musicians for the church, not knowing that I'm going to end up staying in this church.
Exactly.
And I did. And I'm glad I did, because just to hear this man speak or preach kind of, it does inspire me, and he makes me hold myself accountable for some of the stuff that I do. Right. And, you know, my mom got sick recently, and I was telling him, I was like, man, she's sick. And I was like, man, I got so much stuff I want to do, and I want to do for her. And I was like, man, I gotta keep pushing through this. And I was like, I want her to see me be successful. He's like, you're already successful. She knows what you're doing. What do you mean, see you be successful? You get up every morning, you do positive stuff, you help people. So, I mean, keeps me grounded. And I'm glad to be a part of Rhema Word Restoration Ministries.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
man, that's incredible. Mm-hmm. That's incredible how, like you said, things that you've gone through to get back to where you are now. And
like I said, I feel I was put in the position I was in to meet these people, right, to get me where I am today. And I don't think I've gotten where I want to be just yet. Right. I think I'm still en route.
Oh, absolutely.
And I feel good about it.
Oh, yeah.
I feel real good about it.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. And the sky's the limit for you.
Yeah, man.
And I know you have some gigs coming up tonight or this weekend.
Yeah, I'm on my way. I'll be leaving here on my way to Beaufort to play a wedding. Outside. Please don't rain.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me ask you this. If you had some advice, if you had one piece of advice that you give someone that wanted to follow in your footsteps, to be a musician, whether it's a musician or not, but to pick themselves up, get themselves back into what they want to do or work in their gift, what would that advice be?
What's the word I'm looking for? Persistence. Because first of all, the work I do, well, first, if you love it, it ain't never work. It ain't never work. And if you're persistent enough, you will find a way. Yeah, your gift will make room for you. If you keep your nose to the grindstone and you work and you do good and you share that talent that was given to you by God, and you're showing appreciation by displaying that talent, the sky is the limit. You may not see much, but doors will open for you. You just got to be persistent, you know. And I'm not even going to tell you because I have no regret, but I feel that if I would have stuck with it after my father passed, I can't tell you where I would be. Right. But it's made me the man that I am here today. So persistence. If you want to do it, stick to it. You know, is it going to always be easy? Nope. Nope, because like I said, when I left my job, hurricane took all my gigs away, and I'm like, man, what am I gonna live off of? But it all came back together.
Absolutely.
I didn't let the circumstances, because I was determined. I was not going to let my circumstances determine my passion. I was not going to go back to that job. I was going to keep doing this because this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Absolutely. Well, man, I'm so glad, like I said earlier, that I was able to get down here, sit down with you, and hear your incredible story of success. And I know for a fact the people that are listening are going to be very inspired by you. Just hearing your story, things that you've gone through to get yourself back to where you need to be. You basically took action to get yourself to where you're at.
The only person can do it is you.
That's right.
No one else can do it for you.
Absolutely. And if you don't do it, nobody, like you said, nobody's going to do it for you. So, man, I know we're kind of pushed for a little time, so I'm gonna go ahead and just let you go and get back to your busy life of performing and getting out there. So, but again, I want to thank you so much for allowing me to come down and interview.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure, man. Man, Joe, the last time I saw you, it's been probably, 10 years?
Yeah.
But I mean, I keep it with you on Facebook, man. It's always good to see a friend, a brother, a fellow musician, man. And man, we had some good times at 1012 College Avenue.
Oh, yeah. You got that right.
Yeah, man, but I appreciate it, man. And like I said, hey, look for things from me, like I write vocal music. I got a gospel tune I'm in the process of finishing up. There's a lot of things. I got the couple of irons on the fire. So there's going to be some things coming down the road for me and some other friends and my music partner, David Lee Watson. We have Jim Lee Music, which we're working on some things. So Christmas albums and stuff like that.
Great, man. And I'm definitely going to put your contact information in the description section below the video. So if anyone wants to book you, they can reach out to you and hire you for your gigs, gigs and stuff. So,
but of course.
Okay, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, man. It's been a pleasure.